because that coincides with the budget. So can I get a...
Sorry. No, that's ask the clarification we need. Yeah.
Alright, so I was going to take the motion first on, so the 10.1 motion, which is about the office junior and moving this to the year, to be decided within the year 25-26 instead of this year. We decide a course of action then. So I'll take that motion first, and then I'll move on to item 6 of the F&GP, which is proposing the budget, and then I'll move on to item 7 of the F&GP, which is about precepts specifically. So if we get a proposal for Susie's motion of 10.1, Susie, and a second of them, please. Stephen. Thank you. Can I take votes in favour of that motion then, please? So we've got 3 in favour. Votes against? 7 against. Thank you. Okay, so that motion's fallen. I'll move on to the recommendation from the F&GP committee, which is item 6. Which is a proposal of the draft budget, which has been put forward. So can I get a proposal for the... Sorry, Sarah, I'm just looking for the thing. To say something. No. So can I get a proposal then for item 6, which is the budget, but not the precepts, which I'm going to take that as part of item 7, because on the F&GP committee it does list item 7 to consider precept amount for 24-25, so I'm seeing that as the precept, which coincides with the 10.2 motion as well, so that's why I'm doing that.
So the budget first and then the precept to the second there?
Yeah, because that will allow.
I do have a specific question relating to that budget, or in relation to the 23-24 element, because it actually shows SILT, like about 4/5 line down, so it shows SILT funding coming in of 21,800. And then near the bottom of the second page, under Ackworth Parish Community Centre, it gives a figure for quarries repairs and maintenance of 18,029, which says SIL allocation. So that does leave a difference there of 3,771, which is actually showing us effectively kind of an income for it. But that is SIL money, so it is something that has to go to a SIL account or whatever, rather than being in there, which actually does change that figure of the variance projected of 12,589 to 16,360. Because SIL money, as I understand it, is not something that goes in that budget, it's something quite separate. And
yeah,
effectively,
absolutely.
we've got some coming in, but we've got a smaller amount going out, and that the bit that's left is still in here, rather than having been moved to a SIL.
So just in general, one of the decisions that was made by the Parish Council was to allocate some money to Ackworth Quarries in terms of...
No, that's fine.
So I do know that some money has already been allocated for the running of that, and to get like shutters up and that.
But there's a bit of SIL money that's still showing in here that hasn't been allocated.
General might have.
I can answer that if that's okay.
Yeah.
First of all, the one that you've been supplied is just an Excel spreadsheet. It's not the official Realtus financial management report. If you had that in front of you, under each section, you would see that 21,500 that's coming as income, that's brand new SIL money that we've received in this financial year. And on the Realtus report, it came in 2 payments. There's I've got the detail in the office, but it came as 2 payments totaling 21,800. And what you would see on the Realtus financial reports is you would see that coming in as income because WMDC have paid it to us, so it has to show somewhere. But at the bottom, you would show transfer to earmarked reserves, because you are correct, it has to be kept completely separate to the budget, so that went out completely. The other one that you've mentioned for Ackworth Quarries, we transferred in the amount from the existing sill pot into the budget. So again, if this was a realtors report, you would see transfer in for the amount to cover the Ackworth Quarries expenditure.
Can I just,
Can
because
I
this
can I just clarify on that?
can I just-
to be sure?
can I just chair in the sense that the sill funding, I believe, comes under 10.3, which is one of the motions which you did. So
No,
that was,
I'm looking at that quite separately. I'm just trying to understand the sill that is shown here, because one thing I haven't tried to do, for fairly obvious reasons, is to add up all of the figures that there are there. But if I were to do that, would that 21,800 not appear? That's,
Yes.
I suppose that's...
It is included in the one.
Well, I'm but yeah. So if that shows as income, and that 18 is showing that as expenditure, that does leave 3,771 that is not, it's still funding, therefore should not be included within that grand total income or expenditure.
Chair, I'm more than happy to take it away. You are correct. There is a £3,000. It's not correct, but I don't believe that to be the case, because this is
I did not
the
know
spreadsheet, that's all. It's a
yeah.
PDF of the spreadsheet, so
Yeah.
it's what I've
Well,
used
because-
to go through all of the
Right.
proposed.
so I'm going to move back to, so the motion fell, so we're on item 6, which is the F&GP recommendation for the budget that's been presented to council. So do I have a proposer for item 6 of the F&GP committee? Sarah, seconder. So we've got Sarah and John proposing and seconding. Can I get votes in favour then, please, of accepting the budget? So we've got 7 votes against. 3 votes against, and that's everyone. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll move to item 7 of the F&GP committee, which is regarding the sill funding specifically, and with that, motion 10.2, which is about raising the precept. Sorry, the precept. That's probably. Sorry, I mean precept. Sorry, we're talking about so the motion at 10.2 is to raise the precept by 5%, and the F&GP recommendation is to raise it by 1.5%. And that's precept, not. So let me confuse you. I'll just let Susie speak on her motion again. I do believe that we covered a little bit, but that's if you want to, you can. Yeah, thank you.
So I've summarised the costs above at the top, but the proposed budget deficit has been 35,000. Currently proposed to be taken from general reserves, which, as we mentioned, should be really for capital projects. So the running costs, including salaries, are too high compared to income. If we continue to draw funds from reserves to cover the deficit this level, we'd run out of funds within 5 to 6 years. The current deficit would require a precept rise of 16.5%, and we projected that out to cover suggested budget deficit, which is an annual increase of £12.49 per band T household. And that's one of the reasons why I felt that we should be conservative with expenses this year, because otherwise, if we're not careful, we're going to have to increase the precept by a very great amount. The precept increase suggested is 1.5%. It hasn't been raised, last year it was 1.5%, not raised in the 3 years prior to that. Apparently, Martin mentioned that the other day, since 2019. Precept increase proposed is 1.5%, and would reduce the deficit by just 3.25 3,250. There's been several rises in costs over the last 4 years, and WMDC have increased their tax by 5% or 4.99. If we increase our precept by 5%, it works out at £3.75 for a banding household, which is 41 pence a month, but would reduce the deficit by 10,800 towards the shortfall that we have this year. Only a third, but it's a lot closer. General reserves should be for capital projects and 3 to 12 months old, and apparently we do have further financial reserves held in a home interest account, but the amount's not included for information at this meeting. The Lower Ackworth Community Centre proposal in the F&G meeting of July 23 recommending an advert requesting the expression of interest from a project manager. It was submitted to the full parish council with the same wording, an expression of interest from a project manager, but now the document that's online, which hasn't been given to the full council to review, is an expression of interest from a core professional team: project manager, architect, quantity surveyor, structural engineer and principal designer. The document states that some of our capital reserves are to be put towards funding the Lower Ackworth Community Centre, along with an allocation of seal money, which I think we already all knew about, and a further public works loan. But we've currently got a public works loan in respect of the pavilion, which won't be paid off until 2036. And whilst, I think providing community building for Lower Ackworth is both desirable and admirable, it doesn't appear that the full parish council have agreed to any of these additional costs yet, and yet they've been committed to very publicly without transparency. I'd like to know how much of the high interest reserves is intended for expenditure on the project, and what APC will be left with in reserves, that is further reserves that are on high interest. And it appears from with these additional removals from reserves and additional costs proposed for paying loan, the council will need either higher income and or lower expenses and outgoings, and that's why I propose waiting with the salary and seeing what happens this year. I propose we increase the precept by 5% in line with WMDC council tax 2024-25, an increase of banding households at £3.75 for the year, 41 per month, reducing the deficit by 10,800 towards the shortfall that's there. And I agree that there is an extra fee at 3,000 nearly in that deficit for last year, and I wonder whether that is also meaning a further drawdown from reserves, which makes potentially drawdown from reserves actually around 42,000.
Right, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so we've had some discussion already on the budget. I think the precept's a little bit more straightforward, and so I will be moving to a vote on the motion then. So we'll take Susie's motion first of the 5%. So if we get a proposer for 5% then please, 10.2. Susie proposing, seconder is seconder, Andy. Can I get votes in favour of the 5% raise in the precepts, please? Motion. So we've got 3. Votes against? We've got 7. Against. That motion is forward. Okay, I'm going to take the F&GP recommendation for the item 7, which is the 1.5% precept rise in those minutes. So can I get a proposer for that, please? Sarah, yeah, proposing. Seconder then, please. Lynn? Seconding. Can I take votes in favour, please? So that's 7 in favour. Votes against? Abstentions?
Against.
Oh, against, sorry. Sorry, votes against? 3. Excellent. Okay, thank you. So 1.5% precepts, okay. Right, okay. So that's 6.1. Okay, I'm moving on to 6.2 then. To receive the minutes of the Village Amenities Committee meeting held on the 22nd of January 2024 and to approve the recommendations within them. Any comments or questions on the amenities minutes? Andy?
I did ask, and I realised it was possibly a bit late, in relation to the playground inspection report, that this involves approving, because I've got some concerns from things I've seen both at Carbridge and the youth shelter that to me look dangerous. I don't know if they were included in the report, because the youth shelter is so loose, you can see bolts of that. And the only analogy I can do as a car person is, I know full well if I took my car along for an MOT with bolts that held anything together loose, like the bolts that hold that together are loose, it would fail. But did that report say that fails? Because if not, then I can't possibly support this agenda.
Right, Jeremy,
I've just thought, I haven't seen the request, Andy, did you send it?
I emailed it yesterday.
Oh, I've literally not been on my emails
Yeah,
today.
no.
I just had the village pack, because I keep the
Sure.
meetings, and I've got it here, so if you want to ask me, I can answer you what was included.
Yeah,
That
well,
helps, yeah.
there's a couple of things that can't work, in particular, the shelter. You can, I'm actually quite surprised it's not blown over, it's so loose. But in the central pillar, there's, I think, 4 bolts at the bottom.
So that was pulled out actually by
And they're
Councillor Susie Sherritt.
they're just dangerous.
Yeah, and I think it was noted in here as well.
And from, somebody said it's all right.
Yeah, it was just there. Under 6.1, it was noted that the condition of the youth shelter versus the report was a concern, so that was pulled out separately. I'll have that in hand.
Thank you for that. So, it has been noted, and obviously there are issues with that, which, as a means is, we're looking at that. I think we're having our caretaker team look at that first and third.
I would love to say, can we rely on the rest of the report when that was missed?
Can I?
That's
At the end of the day, can I just bring it, that's an audit report that's come in, that's a playground inspection, that's what they do, that's not the parish council, that's not,
I understand that.
all we can do is, so we've got that report, there's additional issues with that, which we're going to look at and address as a parish council. I don't see what else, but all we can do is receive that audit report, and we could address the issues that we see, from all the time, it's. I wasn't there when the audit was done. I might have questioned that myself when the audit was done. I wasn't there, so I'm not sure what else. The Amenities Committee can only receive the report, take on board what it said. They've marked it off as okay. We disagree with that. We're going to look at it. So that's. As a parish council, I don't see what further we can do on that. Susie, yeah?
Well, it was just an agreement that can we trust the integrity of that company, knowing the state of that shelter, and that it was reported as okay.
I'm not sure, it's difficult to know in terms of what are their audit requirements, what's their risk management basis. As someone who, I do a lot of risk management in terms of the job that I do. I've got a certain procedure to follow. So I think we need to understand what they're basing that on. We need to understand their model, what's covered on that, I think these are questions which, yes, we can.
Have we asked them that question? Can we ask them that question?
Oh, we definitely.
That would be it.
I see no reason why we can't.
Once this goes through, I can take the actions from the committee, but until it's gone through, I can't do anything.
So we've got actions in the minutes, so. Okay. Thank you for that. So can I get a proposer then to accept the minutes and the recommendations within them, please? Sarah proposing, seconder then please. I'll second on that. Can I take votes in favour of the meeting minutes and recommendations? So we've got 7 votes against. Abstentions? 3 abstentions. Excellent, thank you very much. 6.4, to receive the minutes of the Village Events Committee meeting held on the 1st of February 2024 and approve the recommendations within them. Oh, sorry, I've missed it. Just can't wait for events, that's all it is. Sorry about that. 6.3, to receive the minutes of the Environment, Road Safety and Planning Committee meeting held on 22nd January 2024 and approve the recommendations within them. Any comments? Okay. Can I get a proposal for those minutes then, please? Sarah proposing, yeah. Seconder then, please. A seconder, yeah? Yeah. Andy seconded. Can I get votes in favour of those minutes then, please? For environment, road safety. We've got 8. Votes against? Abstentions? 2 abstentions. Thank you very much. 6.4, I can now go on to events. 6.4, to receive the minutes of the Village Events Committee meeting held on 1st of February 2024 and approve the recommendations within them. They've been emailed round with those minutes.